and you had black-clad Antifa members attacking these. It was a free speech protest at Berkeley. What have we finally exposed the violent left for who they are? Will the media acknowledge that there really are two sides to this?
Yeah, there were a few little stories. Washington Post had a story on page A3 yesterday, but they still, even when they wrote about it, they had to say, well, there were the right-wing protesters were there. But I mean, these Patriot Prayer Group, as far as I can tell, is not. I don't believe it's a white supremacist group. I don't think so. I don't know who else was there, but they were not the ones causing the trouble. And imagine if the roles were reversed here, and it was any type of conservative group that was taking bats and pepper spray to peaceful, liberal, left-wing protesters. Imagine that story. It wouldn't have been on page A3 of the Washington Post.
I'll tell you who the two groups are. There was a Patriot Prayer Group led by Joey Gibson, and there was a Trump transgender group. They had an event canceled when they heard the Antifa people were showing up. So they showed up, and these guys were saying, we're hitting you to denounce racism. They're not racist.
And they were
demonstration.
rallying against hate.
Right, and they were peaceful, and they kept urging people as they were walking, even in the periphery of this, we're here in prayer, we're here in peace. Please don't raise your hands to us. And then you go on YouTube, you can watch all these videos. It is scary. And we should also urge everyone to consider pressing this idea of declaring Antifa a terrorist organization. There's a change.org petition about that.
Will the left do that? Will Democrats do that?
Well, I mean, they're volunteering all of this condemnation joyfully against President Trump post-Charlottesville. They piled on him as fast as possible after Charlottesville.
Yep.
Okay, they can make whatever comment they want about that. That's their prerogative. But this is on videotape. This group is trying actively to intimidate, suppress free speech, and violently attack people with whom they disagree. There's a possible RICO action that could be filed here, racketeering, influence, and corruption organization statute that we could, statute that we can pursue here. There are lots of different ways to act against this disparate group called Antifa. It's a kind of an amalgam of a bunch of left-wing anarchists and activists. There's not one central organization. They're all over the place. But there is a way to pursue this, and I hope this administration is looking at this very carefully because people could die here. Yeah. Number one, we had a horrible situation in Charlottesville with Ms. Heller losing her life after this hate rally of the KKK and so forth. But we could have the same thing happen again. And apparently, other than a few news outlets, no one's really taking this all that seriously.
Oh, yeah, it's such a double standard.
I would just ask a Democrat, will they disavow this group?
Yeah, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, we're waiting for the condemnation. Barack Obama, all these other people who, how about the Bushes? Yeah. Have the Bushes commented about Antifa? I'd like to hear them on that.
Yeah, I like that. But Nancy Pelosi is reviewing footage of her dad in 1948 dedicating a Confederate statue, which, by the way, must be fascinating for her.
Yeah, unfortunate.
All right, thank you, Laura.
Thanks, Laura.